Welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad, where we cut through the noise and get to the heart of the truth. Today, I want to talk about the relentless barrage of negative headlines that continue to target Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, two individuals who have dared to speak their truth and reclaim their power in a world that often prefers silence and spectacle. Once again, the mainstream media is at work, peddling biased polls and distorted narratives designed to undermine the Sussexes at every turn. Recently, a YouGov poll has been making the rounds, claiming that Meghan Markle's favourability among Britons has hit an all-time low, with only 20% having a positive view of her, while 65% apparently see her in a negative light. Likewise, the poll suggests that Prince Harry's popularity has similarly suffered, with just 27% of Britons expressing a favourable opinion and 63% painting him in a negative frame. And what's the big takeaway, you might ask? That Harry and Meghan, the couple that has challenged long-standing traditions in the name of truth and personal freedom, are somehow not doing well. Now, let's be clear. These numbers are less a reflection of who Harry and Meghan truly are and more a mirror held up to a media machine determined to keep the royal narrative intact. Look at the contrast. While these polls show our beloved Sussexes struggling to win over a public that has been fed a steady diet of misinformation, the figures for Prince William and Princess Kate remain sky-high in the 70s. It's almost as if popularity is reserved for those who toe the traditional line without asking too many questions. But what about the Sussexes? What about a couple that has repeatedly shown the courage to stand apart from outdated protocols and speak candidly about their challenges? Consider Meghan's evolution over the years. Even before her marriage into royalty, she was a trailblazer. A woman who established her voice through meaningful projects and philanthropic endeavours. Today, when she shifts her focus and redefines herself by embracing her passions in lifestyle, wellness and storytelling, the media is quick to label it as a desperate attempt at rebranding. The truth, however, is that Meghan is simply doing what any determined, innovative person would do, adapting, growing and challenging the status quo. She's breaking free of the imposed limitations of what a royal should be. And in doing so, she's inspiring millions around the globe. And Prince Harry, let's not forget him in all of this. When Harry sat down for that daring BBC interview, he didn't come across as a man who was merely spouting grievances. Instead, he laid bare the raw reality of being trapped within an institution that values appearances over genuine well-being. Criticisms flew fast and furiously from certain outlets, with some dismissing his impassioned pleas about his security and mental health as little more than a rant. But ask yourself this. When has speaking honestly about personal struggle ever been the fault of the speaker? When did sharing a deeply human reaction to systemic oppression become grounds for vilification? It's particularly disheartening to hear pundits and commentators reduce his poignant comments on his family's vulnerabilities to a single offhand remark about his father's mortality. Such reductionism does nothing to address the real issues at play, issues that have long been ignored by a royal institution more concerned with its public image than with the well-being of its members. Instead of offering understanding or empathy, detractors prefer to twist every word out of context, painting Harry as callous simply because he dared to expose the emotional toll of living under constant scrutiny. What really needs to be recognised is that both Harry and Meghan are far from the failures some would have you believe. They are pioneers, trailblazers who left behind the gilded cage of tradition to forge new paths, paths marked by honesty, vulnerability, and an unwavering commitment to integrity. Their accomplishments speak volumes. From Meghan's powerful presence and innovative ventures to Harry's tireless advocacy for veterans and mental health, the Sussexes are busy reshaping what it means to be royal in the modern age. Their influence extends far beyond the borders of the United Kingdom, resonating with people around the world who see in them a beacon of hope and the courage to stand up against an entrenched establishment. It's essential to remember that the polls and ratings touted by some media outlets are not impartial assessments of character or worth. They are carefully constructed narratives designed to keep dissent at bay and to maintain a certain comfortable image of monarchy. When you look at the statistics and see such stark disparities, it becomes clear that they are less a matter of genuine public opinion and more a reflection of a deep-rooted bias. The traditional royal family, accustomed to a predictable cycle of public relations manoeuvres, enjoys an automatic baseline of approval that the Sussexes, in their quest for authenticity, simply do not get to benefit from. There is a powerful counter-narrative at work here, a narrative built not on manipulated polls or contrived headlines, but on real, tangible achievements. Meghan's dynamic ventures in media and philanthropy, Harry's unwavering commitment to social causes, and the shared willingness of both to speak up against injustice all speak to a legacy that is not measured merely in percentages. Their impact is felt in the stories of countless individuals who have found their courage to break away from societal expectations, to pursue their dreams regardless of what tradition dictates. Throughout our journey in exposing these unjust narratives, one thing remains abundantly clear. Harry and Meghan are not the architects of their misfortune. They are the victims of a relentless smear campaign orchestrated by an establishment terrified of change. They chose to embrace authenticity over artifice, to lead with heart even when it meant confronting and challenging powerful institutions. And in doing so, they've ignited a global conversation about what it truly means to be royal and what qualities we, as a society, should value. I know it's frustrating to see the Sussexes constantly misrepresented by those who are more interested in scorekeeping than in truth. But that, my friends, is exactly why we're here. We are here to champion a perspective that values integrity over image, to stand by individuals who dare to defy the norm, and to remind everyone that real leadership is measured by its impact on people's lives, not by fleeting approval ratings in a poll. If you're as fed up with the disingenuous narratives as I am, if you believe that the truth has a way of rising above the noise, then you've come to the right place. Royal Sussex Squad exists to shed light on the realities behind the headlines, to offer a platform for voices that have long been silenced by the mainstream, and to champion the cause of those who walk a path less travelled. Before we wrap up, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in and for sharing your support. This community is built on the foundation of truth, resilience, and the determination to challenge entrenched systems. If you find yourself inspired by our mission, please do consider subscribing to the channel so you never miss an update. Your support means everything to us and helps amplify the message that change is possible when we stand together. And if you can, please take a moment to show your love by using the Super Thanks button. Every donation, no matter the size, fuels our ability to keep fighting the good fight, exposing falsehoods, celebrating courage, and championing those who dare to be real in a world that often values performance over authenticity. Prince Harry is not doing well as Duke of Sussex bombshell interview sparks drop in popularity. The Prince and Princess of Wales remain the most popular members of the royal family. Polling at over 70% each, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's popularity is facing a steady decline with Britons, despite several attempts to rebrand the Sussex public image, it has been claimed. The Duchess of Sussex's favourability with the British public has hit an all-time low, according to new polling by YouGov. The survey, conducted just days after Prince Harry's bombshell BBC interview, shows only 20% of Britons view Meghan positively, with 65% of respondents polling negatively. Prince Harry's popularity has also reached its lowest level in 2 years. Only 27% of Britons now have a positive view of the Duke of Sussex, while 63% see him negatively. Discussing the new figures on GB News, royal correspondent Cameron Walker claimed that the Duchess is on a steady decline after her attempts to rebrand as a lifestyle guru received mixed reviews. Cameron explained, "The poll shows how popular she was before she left as a senior royal, and then how it dipped when they left in 2020, and how it's continued a steady decline since. At the moment, currently 20% of Britons only have a positive view of her, 65% see the Duchess negatively. In the last few months, she has relaunched her Instagram to try and rebrand herself, and she has launched her own lifestyle business as ever," he added. And of course she's done that Netflix series with Love Meghan, which did have mixed reviews. Some people just liked it as an easy watch, But a lot of people clearly thought it wasn't great and was painting this picture of Meghan which wasn't perhaps the truth. For example, it wasn't filmed in her own kitchen. Reflecting on Prince Harry's equally dwindling popularity, Cameron told GB News that the Duke isn't doing very well either. Following his fiery BBC interview on his UK security dot, Cameron expanded. Harry is not doing very well either. This poll was conducted just a couple of days after that BBC interview, where the tracker found only 27% of Britons have a positive view of him and 63% negative. He lost his appeal over his security case, and just a couple of hours after he sat down with the BBC, basically saying it was incredibly unfair in his opinion and that the state is basically out to get him, the institution is out to get him as well. It was a bit of a rant. Delivering his verdict on Prince Harry's interview, Britain's newsroom host, Andrew Pearce, revealed what he found to be the most shocking part of the sit-down. Andrew said, "In that interview, the most shocking part for me when he said, on air, 'I don't know how long my father's got left. It's unbelievable that a son would speak about his father's mortality in that way.'" Agreeing with Andrew, Cameron added, "Also, the trust with the senior royals has again been eroded here, and I think a lot of people are pointing to the fact that he probably doesn't know the prognosis of the king. None of us do. But considering it's the king's son, that is quite speaking volumes, isn't it?" The poll also revealed that the Prince and Princess of Wales remain the most popular members of the royal family. Prince William obtained a 75% approval rating, with 3/4 of Britons viewing him positively, and Princess Kate follows closely behind, with 72% of the public holding a favourable opinion of her. Thank you for being a part of this community, and for believing in the transformative power of truth. Together we can help shape a future where voices like Harry and Meghan's are not just heard, they are celebrated, uplifted and given the platform they deserve. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and remember, the fight for truth is far from over. We ride for Harry and Meghan, and we ride for all those who refuse to settle for anything less than honesty. See you soon, and keep the flame of change burning bright.